Hi, everyone, and welcome to this special episode of TheSplice. I'm Jessica, and today we're diving into the dynamic world of business services at ITG. Joining me are three key leaders who are pivotal in shaping this sector: Mike Soros, Brian Brazel, and Sue Gilliland. Welcome, everyone. First up, we have Mike Soros, a seasoned leader with a rich background in finance and telecommunications management. Mike has been instrumental in steering complex projects and leading growth initiatives across various markets. Next, Brian joins us with over 15 years in the telecom industry. As the Senior Director of Operations, Brian manages a large team and oversees the business performance and expansion of our services across multiple states. And finally, we have Sue, who started her career in the high-stakes environment of military telecommunications and has since played a crucial role in managing ITG's business services operations, bringing invaluable insights from her extensive experience in the sector. Mike, can you give us an overview of business services at ITG?
Sure, thanks, Jessica. Obviously, a very unique group, and we've been in operation since 2017. Our main customers, we have several customers. We have Comcast, Cox, Wachter, Kinetics, Patient Point. So we have a wide variety of customers that we work for. In turn, those customers have their own customers. For example, Comcast works with Dollar Tree, Dunkin' Donuts, KFC, all the large retail establishments Comcast has a relationship with. And what we do is essentially provide the smart hands in those establishments. When you walk into a Dollar General or a Dunkin' Donuts, they all have point of sales, which handles their credit card applications, and they all have internet. And we're the folks on the ground putting those systems in, maintaining them, and making sure they work for our customers. We've got over 300 technicians across the United States, spread from the East Coast to the West Coast. So we have a very large footprint. And the business has grown tremendously. In this past year, we had about 100% growth across all markets. So it's a very exciting, very challenging business that we're in, and continues to grow. So it's been a wild ride since 2017, that's for sure.
Thank you, Mike. Sue, moving on to you. What skills and qualifications are needed to excel in this sector?
Well, you need a foundation, you understanding IP addressing and what the difference is between a router and a firewall, those types of things. But truly, that stuff is very teachable. Understanding the ability to look at a situation and figure out how to pull the cable properly or troubleshoot the cable, those types of things, the people in our business have been building on since the beginning of their tenure with us. But probably the bigger thing is what you desire to do. You have to continue learning. You have to, pay attention to the details and be able to be flexible in this doesn't look exactly like I expect it to look. So what am I going to do about it? And that critical thinking are those types of skills and characteristics in a person to be a good tech with us and in the industry are really where the rubber meets the road is in my experience, and particularly with our successful technicians in business services.
Would you say it's a big adjustment going from installation to business services?
I think the biggest adjustment that I've seen in that regard are understanding that in business services, we don't have any boundaries, right? Your neighborhood is not within these 3 zip codes. It's within this continental area. We're going to tap you for the skill sets that you have and that we want you to learn, and those types of things about where our boots on the ground are going to be.
Very interesting, Sue. Now, Brian, could you both discuss the operational differences businesses and learning opportunities across the various U.S. markets that ITG serves?
Yeah, the markets can be very different, obviously. Very concentrated. You know, we work in all the big cities, Atlanta, Miami, Tampa. And then, of course, we work in widespread areas too. So, like Sue was relating to, you know, you're not just in one location. We have no offices. I mean, the only offices we have are admin offices. Everybody works from their house, and they leave from their house, and there's travel involved in it, and things like that. So it's very different. So it also becomes very challenging to continue to do safety and truck inspections and things like that. So that's kind of some of the differences too, not only geographically but from the fulfillment side of the business.
You know, on that topic, we have varying degrees of challenges in each market. Like Mike spoke to the concentration of bigger cities, and actually, as you move out west, you have a lot more rural through Nebraska, Wyoming, Texas is a fairly large state, and then the same with California, believe it or not. You know, because California is broken up into some large metropolitan areas with a massive expanse between it, and so we look at how we're traveling our technicians, how they're equipped. There's a little bit of difference there. Another challenge that we face just in deployment is we have to be conscious of the weather all across the country. On a daily basis, we may be BAU in Washington, but we may be hunkering down for a hurricane in Florida, or we may have a Arctic blast hitting the Midwest that has damaged 25% of our workforce from the ability to go to work due to snow and ice, where again we're BAU somewhere else, and we have to be able to dynamically pivot every single moment of the day to make sure that not only are we accommodating our technicians, but we're still meeting our customer needs and communicating thoroughly.
Sue, Mike and Brian brought up a lot of recent challenges with business operations. Can you reflect on achievements? What stands out to you within the ITG business services?
Well, the easy one is, the combining of RPCs. You know, CTIS merged with ITG several years ago, and then more recently Spectra, and what you get when you do that is a room full of people who have excelled in this business for a long time. And so when people say, okay, we're going to have the best of breed when we do this combination, is, well, who's got the best of breed with all these over excellers and exceptional people, the technicians, the managers, the supervisors, us. And what we found is that sometimes we had a few hard knocks, but at the end of the day, I think we came to the other end of it as a team, picking the things that really mattered to our success, and in turn ITG's success, and in turn our client community success. So I believe that that is just a huge thing and a giant step forward for ITG and our technicians and ourselves and that kind of stuff. So I truly believe, and as we hit the ground running in 2025, that achievement is going to matter significantly to us and our careers and ITG and that kind of stuff. So I think that is our biggest step forward. I think it's a leap forward in terms of the operations of this division.
I agree. Knowledge and experience are critical factors for continued growth. Brian, what future outlook and developments do you see shaping business services?
I see a lot of great potential, such as Sue mentioned. Mike, Sue, myself, we were actually competitors 2 years ago in the space for market share, and now we're on the same team. And we were strong competition in the fact that we each had pieces that were excelling. And as Sue said, we've now brought those best practices together and have developed a more robust, strong team. And in that point, the people who are really winning are our customers, because they're getting a consistent quality product coast to coast. And that's one of our biggest value propositions, is we have the same voice mentality. Whenever you pick up the phone and you call this team, you get the same answer regardless of who you talk to. We have cohesiveness within the unit, from our dispatch team to our finance team to our technical operations team. And with that, like Mike said, we've had tremendous growth over the last couple of years, 100% growth year over year, and actually have staged that for the last several years, ever since the pandemic, actually. And with that, we believe that we deliver a quality product. We're constantly reaching out to engage new customer opportunities and foster the relationships we have with each customer that we're currently involved with. And through that, we see nothing but bright horizons, new operations within BSO. And at the end of the day, we provide quality work and stability for our workforce in the field, so that they have a reliable income with a strong leadership team that they can reach out to, and they feel comfortable, and we just grow our family.
I'm glad we were able to connect and give our viewers some insights into business services. Thank you, Mike, Brian, and Sue, for sharing such valuable perspectives today. It's clear that your leadership is driving ITG's business services to new heights. To our viewers, thanks for joining us on The Splice. Remember, it's our collaborative efforts that drive our success. Stay connected for more deep dives into the telecommunications world. See you next time.